Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It is currently Saturday morning. I am getting ready to go drive to the hospital for my first shift since I left back in November. So it's gonna be very interesting. I'm a little bit nervous because I don't know if there has been some changes. I mean, so far my coworkers there said that not much has changed, but hopefully I can get into the swing of things, get my groove back. So I'm a little bit nervous. And the floors that they put me on today and tomorrow it's pretty hectic. It's a med-surg floor, and it usually gets the dumps of other floors. So it's gonna be an interesting day. I don't think I'm packing any lunches because honestly I need to go grocery shopping, which I'll probably do today. But I'm just gonna get ready, fill up my water bottle, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, hopefully it will be a good shift. So I will see you guys there.
Wait. What do you like about this girl? I mean, there's like a lot of things. I'd probably start with...
I like the way she smiles. She got me staring for a while. Yeah. Baby, it's our conversation. She's my favorite notification. She knows how to dress for special occasions. She got me thinking life could be better. These songs start to feel like love letters. I should tell her now, would I ever? It is what it is, man, whatever, yeah.
Hey guys, it is currently Sunday morning. Yesterday was so busy. I had like 6 patients that were being discharged, or at least will be discharged in the next 24 hours. So literally I was on the go like as soon as I got there. It took me like 2 hours to scrub because the floors that I was on, it was a very heavy, very complex cases that were on the floor. So it was crazy, but it kind of got me back into the swing of things. So I did, I kind of got the hang of it, like maybe like after lunch. Literally when I got home, I went to the grocery store. I went to Trader Joe's, did some grocery shopping, and then I came home, ate, and I passed out. Like I was so mentally exhausted and drained, and I forgot, how exhausting it could be with working at a hospital, because it just takes so much mental capacity throughout the day. So hopefully today it won't be that bad, and then tomorrow I work for 6 hours. Today it's only 8 hours, so not too bad, but I am looking forward to it. So I am going to grab some coffee, and then I will see you guys there. So let's get to it.
I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. So can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up. My mama told me don't talk to people you haven't met. I guess my mama was right, but it's not 'cause everybody you meet is dangerous, but 'cause they'll break your heart. 'Cause she plays it so cool, making up her own rules, and I'm a loser for thinking I've got any shot in the dark. Now it's hitting me hard. Tell me, what am I supposed to do? 'Cause I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken.
Alright you guys, so I'm back home. Excuse the mess in the background. I never put my groceries away from yesterday, and I am going to be cooking some Japanese curry, which I honestly love that dish. I really do. And it's been a crazy day today. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot how mentally exhausting it is. Or maybe I just need to get readjusted to working back at the hospital. But it's like each patient needed something, and that particular floor is very complex. They get majority of the dumps from our pomo floor, from our other med surg floors. And so a lot of times I had patients who needed to be discharged, whether it was with home of hospice to a nursing home of hospice or an assisted living, or they needed wound care dressings for their catheter, or it was just a lot. And then I had 2 patients who were uninsured and under charity. One patient wasn't even from here, but she needed medications that, I mean, luckily the family could afford it, but it was just like there are some cases where medications could be like $200. Like I had one patient where his grand total was like, for his medications that he's being discharged with, was like $279. And you know, my department was able to cover a good chunk of it, but there are also some medications that our pharmacy just didn't have, like a nebulizer machine or the Pulmicort inhaler, like they didn't have it. So I had to give him the script, and then he's basically going to have to figure out how to get it out in the community. And I scheduled a follow-up appointment with another hospital in the area, but it was just so busy. Like it was just nonstop back and forth, and I think at the end of the day I made like 8,000 steps. I had to walk over to another building to get the medications from another pharmacy, and it was just a lot. I mean, I did miss like trying to solve issues that patients come with, and I think that's like what I like the most, is being able to resolve, you know, social issues that patients come with. And it was a very productive day, to say the least. So I am going to make dinner. I'm going to make my curry, and then I will follow up with you guys afterwards because I am starving. So this is how it looks so far. I'm marinating the beef, the shaved beef right now, in the curry powder that I use from this brand right here. I normally just, you know, generously put it all over the beef, and I mix it all up and I let it sit and marinate while I cut my onions, my potatoes, and my carrots. And then I also use the golden curry cubes for my curry base. So now I'm just waiting for the pot to heat up, and then I'm gonna make the rice. Okay, so it is currently Tuesday. This weekend, it was just so crazy. Usually on weekends, when I work at the hospital, I tend to make it as a game. And I do it here too, like while I'm working, because, you know, I have to make calls. But usually on weekends, I try to make it a game. Like I set myself a number of how many cases that I plan to touch that weekend. So I usually on average would touch at least 10 to 20 cases on weekends. And that's if it's not so many discharges like it was this weekend. Usually, like if it's just like maybe 2 or 3 discharges, I can assess more patients. That way it helps my unit better to plan ahead. But if it's just so many discharges, then I probably on average will touch like 10 patients on that day. So literally Saturday, it was just a lot because it took me like 2 hours to really read through every patient's case. I had like 30 patients on that floor, and then I had 7 patients on the other floor. So I had to read through each case and see what's pending, what's missing, what I need to do as a social worker on that unit to progress the care. And then I had to document. So it took me 2 hours to read through. That was Saturday and Sunday. Sunday it was a little bit better because I kind of have an idea of because it was the same patients as Saturday. So Saturday I had an idea of what's pending, but so Sunday I had an idea, but Saturday it just took me a long time to really read through. But it was manageable. It was just a lot, and honestly, I kind of like at that moment I was like, oh my goodness, it's just so much. I felt a little overwhelmed, but I was able to like really create what I need to do. As long as you create a list and prioritize the patients that you really need to prioritize, then everything else will come. Like if you guys are going into a hospital setting, or you guys are wondering how it is, the key thing of not overwhelming yourself is prioritizing your patients, knowing that you're just one person and you just need to tackle it one by one. But the key thing is to really prioritize, read through what's pending, and then based on that, you can figure out, okay, let me see this patient first, and then I'll see this patient second. And then also you have a team, well, for us on weekends, it's just me, but usually throughout the week, you have, your nurse case managers and you working with doctors, so it kind of makes it a little bit easy. But yeah, some of the cases that I had was just, it was crazy. But honestly, when I first started working at the hospital, I was also on a unit where the cases were very, very, very complicated. Like, I mean, patients were there for like 45 days, 100 days, 50 days, 200 days, because either the dispo just wasn't safe, they didn't have support, some of them were bedridden, a majority of them were like in their mid 40s to like 70s. So it was just, they lacked social support and sending them home wasn't safe. So we really had to figure out, okay, what can we do to help? And that required a lot of our time, and it was also a way for me to really learn. So honestly, despite it being so complicated, that's honestly how I am able to work so efficient at the hospital, in all honesty. And plus my mentor, aka my unit partner, she really helped me when I first came to the hospital. So yeah, so it was pretty crazy. Right now I need to get myself settled. I need to see what I need to do today, and then I will follow up with you guys after that. I'll probably follow up with you guys after a few calls, and then we can just catch up a little bit. So let's get to it.
Wait. What do you like about this girl? I mean, there's like a lot of things. I'd probably start with,
I like the way she smiles. She got me staring for a while. Yeah. Baby, it's our conversation.
All right, you guys, so I just got back from the gym. It was actually leg day today. Super packed. I don't know if it's because summer is here and, kids are home for the summer, I think. I don't know, but the gym is more crowded than usual. And also, like, I'm noticing new people that I usually don't see during the lunch crowd. Like, if you go to the gym, like, on a daily basis, you start to see, like, who you see frequently. So like the people that I'm used to seeing, they either like come at a later time or like I don't see them anymore. And now it's like a bunch of new people. So I don't know if it's because, it's the school being, summertime and stuff. But I did leg day today. What did I do? I did squats, and then I did leg press. I did RDLs, and I did glute bridges. And then I tried to run for a mile today. The last time I spoke to you guys, I think it took me 12 minutes to do a mile. And this time, you guys, I got a mile within 10 minutes. So that's pretty good compared to 12 minutes. But I'm really trying to get back to doing, I think like when I was an avid runner, not an avid runner, but when I would run like consistently, I think a mile would get me like 8 minutes. So I'm trying to get back down to that. It's just I kind of have to build up my momentum again. So right now I'm heating my lunch. I'm eating chicken breasts, sweet potatoes, and some Brussels sprouts that I made a few days ago. And I'm gonna see if my avocados are ready to eat because they're pretty hard yesterday. So I'm hoping they are ready for me to devour, but that's honestly what's been going on. I do have an assessment to do in a couple of minutes, so I'm gonna see if I can scarf that food down, do my assessment if she answers, and then I'm gonna take a quick shower. But honestly, it was a pretty good workout, I'm not gonna lie. And I enjoy the running, like the feeling after I run is just amazing. I love it. And then like for the rest of my workout, I just walked on the treadmill for like 30 minutes. I was going to do an incline, but that machine in particular, it didn't let me. So I literally just walked for like 30 minutes. But yeah, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. And then, yeah, so let's just eat and then we will go from there. So let's get to it. All right, you guys. So I officially clocked out of work. The rest of the day, assessment that I had to do, she ended up not answering. So it was just me really catching up with all the other members that I couldn't reach last month. So it was a lot of phone calls, and then it was really just chatting with my coworkers on Teams just to, because I had some questions about the members and the way the insurance work. One thing that I'm still trying to learn right now is really just like the ins and out of the insurances and like the benefits that a lot of our members have and the qualifications, the criterias, things like that. And it's really getting down to the nitty-gritty of it, if that makes sense. So the conversation is basically just around that, because my supervisor couldn't do our one-on-one yesterday. That's usually when I have all my questions, and she kind of helps me to navigate through the questions I have, and then I just jot it down. But this time, because it was canceled, I have to really rely on my teammates. So yeah, it was pretty productive day, I would say, because I made like 25 phone calls. And just a disclaimer, the only reason why I was able to do that many calls is because literally not like all 25 members or the parents that I've called, none of them answered. So because none of them answered, it was like a call, leave a voicemail, call, leave a voicemail, call. So it wasn't like a very conversation that I would normally have, asking questions, catching up with them. So that normally takes longer, but because of that, literally no one answered. So that's why I was able to get so many calls out the way. I have a feeling that I will be able to finish my monthly calls at the earliest by next Friday, I feel like, because I'm already like halfway done, like making my first attempts, and then I have to make the second and the third attempts. But I have a feeling that I will complete everything by next Friday, hopefully, if not by the mid-third week at least. So I also kind of want to catch up with you guys and just tell you guys what's been going on. Me and my best friend Taina, like I said before, we're actually moving in together, and we found an apartment. We saw the place last week, and then we submitted our applications. We got approved. Thank God. It was like our dream apartment. The amenities, the layout itself was just amazing, and the service, like the people that we were talking to, were super, super sweet. So now it's just a matter of putting our reserve deposit, and then before we move in, we provide the rest of the deposit. So I'm super, super excited. I'm going to show you guys a bit of the layout because Taina, my best friend, actually ended up going back just to get a video of the apartment, because we were so like in awe of the place that we forgot to record. So she went back. So I'm just going to show you guys the layout. But if you guys see throughout the video, you'll see that the master's bedroom is really, really nice, and it has the tub. That's what I prefer. Whereas Taina, she prefers the stand-up shower stall. So that's what she's gonna take the second room, and I will take the master's. It's just like I would be paying more is what the agreement that we came with. And overall, like the kitchen was very nice, and the living room and the dining room was so big, so open compared to like what I have now. And it's just, I'm going to really, really like the space. There's the laundry, the wash and dryer is on Taina's side. So we'll have to figure out, like maybe I'll just designate like Saturdays as my laundry day or whatnot. Something that we'll have to discuss. But the neighborhood and the area itself, it's a gated community. There's actually a man-made pond there, and it's like, I think if you do a whole lap, it's like half a mile. So I think like after work, I usually go on my walks anyways. That's actually perfect for me to go there and walk for like an hour, and then the gym is just all new equipment, and it's so clean, so neat. The pool is amazing, and I can definitely see myself laying at the poolside on Saturdays and Sundays, so you'll catch me there. But I'm super, super excited, and I can't wait. And yeah, so if you guys are still seeing the tour, It's honestly a really nice space, and then the patio or the balcony is very nice too. It's not so big, but it's a nice size where we can actually fit like everyone. So that's cool. So I am hoping right now, I am looking at, I need to buy some boxes and figure out my moving arrangements. Like I was looking into roadway moving company that, you know, a lot of the YouTubers use, but when I got the final price quote, it was like $3,000, and that's like the materials, them coming and packing everything and moving it to and from the place. So like overall it's like 3,000, but that's just a lot of money that I am not willing to spend. So I'll probably just rent a U-Haul truck and then hire movers, which is what my brother did when he moved in New York, and what my mom did when she was moving in Maryland. It was much cheaper. I think if anything they spent like $1,000 compared to 3,000. So I'll probably be doing that. And yeah, I'm just so excited, and also to be saving a lot of money, like because rent right now is just so crazy in Miami. Like I just can't. And honestly, like I'm financially content per se. Like I can live on my own, but you know, I don't want a good chunk of my paycheck to just be solely towards bills. Like I want to start having my savings. I want to start traveling. I want to start living life, you know, not just live solely paycheck to paycheck and not doing the things I want to do. So hopefully me moving in with my best friend, it will be a good thing for the both of us, because we both have that goal, you know, different goals. And I've heard nightmares. I'm kind of nervous too, because you know, it's two different people moving in together. You know, I have my ways and she has her ways, so that's some things that we're gonna have to navigate and definitely work on our communication skills. So I'm excited, honestly. I'm very excited, and plus like we really enjoy each other's company, and it's just going to be a good time. Like we both like to watch anime and K-drama. She tends to force me to watch K-dramas. Like she's made some recommendations and I'm just like, oh okay, I'll get to it. And then like she would get upset if I don't watch it. So she has figured out a way to actually, like she figured out that she has to force me to watch it. Like I'm not gonna go out of my way to really watch shows. It's like maybe once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon, I'm like, okay, I have to watch this. But that's like very seldom. So she's figured me out. Like you really have to sit me down to like watch it. So in the discussions of savings, I went down this rabbit hole on TikTok of cash stuffing. I've always wanted to, again, like I said, I've always wanted to build my savings. Like I plan to buy a house in the future, and I want to have like at least 3 months worth of expenses in my savings, where if something comes up, then you know, I'm not left to figure out like what the heck am I going to do. So I went down this rabbit hole, and I've been on the cash stuffing, savings, expense budgeting TikTok for like the past 2 weeks, and I'm so motivated. Like I can't wait to move in, so then that way it cuts my expenses, where I can just pay off all of my credit cards and just start building my savings. Like I had my credit card paid off pretty good at around March, and then things just kept happening, and then it just started racking up again. But I'm hoping, as you know, people always say this, like hopefully this time will be better. I can manage my expenses a little bit better. So I actually got 3 new things. The first thing is this expense tracker that I found off Etsy. I think it was like $7 when I purchased it. I'll place the picture somewhere over here, and it's really good. Like I'm more of a visual like learner person. Like I don't know about you guys, but I like to see everything. And so there are other kinds of trackers and expense organized Excel sheets on there, but this one just caught me because of the pastel colors. So I'm able to see my fixed and variable expenses and my savings, or like where my money goes. And let's just say in May, eating out wasn't my best, so I'm gonna have to fix that. And the fact that I'm able to see everything and in colors, oh my goodness, it was just so cute. So I have that, And in addition, I got these two books that I'm so excited to use. So we're gonna start with this one. This one I found, she actually has a TikTok, and her videos originally came from her stuffing, like doing her own stuff, cash stuffing, and then she eventually built her own business where she created them herself. So this is like the mauve color, and inside it's like envelopes where you can just save like whatever. And so like you pick, and it's customized to what you want. Like you just send it to her and then she'll create it. And then it does take about a month, so just give her time. But I got this mauve color, and then so far I'm only starting with 5 tabs. So each tab are envelopes, and then you just put however money you want in there. So the first one I have as emergency. Eventually I'm going to be, you know, putting a money aside for like 3 months of spending. I have like car maintenance, so like if for like tolls, because I tend to forget putting money in my Sun Pass, so tolls. And I also put money for like if I need oil change, and I know for the fact that by the end of this year I am going to have to change my tires because it's getting to that point, or maybe like the 2 behind, because I did buy 2 brand new tires at the beginning of this year, and my goal was to come back and buy the last 2, but I just never had the time. So like I don't want to like wait until something happens for me to actually have to dip into like my checking account, or like something crazy where, you know, I have to spend 600 and I'm left with no money to like take care of myself. So my goal every paycheck is to put money aside. The one that who created this, actually there's another cash stuffer where she was like, her method is her money, each dollar has a purpose, and you just need to figure out where it needs to go. So that's what I'm going to do. I maybe put like $50 per paycheck, and then once I move in with Taina, then be more aggressive with putting money, you know, where it goes. So car maintenance is like any fixing of my cars, like the battery change, oil change, all that stuff. And then I also have Christmas and Black Friday, because I have a habit of waiting to the very last minute to go Christmas shopping, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, how am I going to afford all this when, you know, Christmas doesn't change, it always comes every year. So this year, or starting, I'm definitely going to start putting money aside, but then also starting in January, I'm going to like every paycheck I'm putting some, like whether it's $20, $50, whatever, you know, so that way when it comes to October and November, I won't be, you know, stuck figuring out like what to do. And then I have travel, because next year I really want to start traveling. Like I have a passport, but there's no stamps. Like that just doesn't make any sense. So I really want to be more aggressive with living my life. Like I can't, life isn't always just about work and working out, even though that's good for your soul. But you know, it's, you know, I'm put on this earth, I just need to learn to live life, you know. So I'm hoping this will help me, you know, really navigate my finances. And then the other book, oh, I'm gonna put her TikTok on the screen, if not in the description box. Everything I mentioned will be in the description box below. So the next book I actually got this off of Amazon. They have different designs. I just really like this one. This is the 100 envelope savings challenge. So like you can do this however you want. I probably will do like every paycheck, so like every 2 weeks, or like maybe eventually I'll probably do every week. So like you have a little tracker. I put $20 in here. So it's like, it's labeled for you by, and at the end of the 100 envelopes, you should have $5,050 saved up. You can put this towards whatever. I'm not sure what I'm going to put this towards. Probably my future down payment on a home. We'll see. So the first one was like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I did the first one as 20. So then like each envelope is labeled, so it has like numbers. I don't know if you can see it because it's so clear, but each is labeled by 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like you have 9, 10, and then you see my $20 right here, my one and only dollar so far, but I will work on it. So I'm very excited, honestly. I think I'm gonna get some more of something similar, and then like each are labeled as, you know, or the purpose of each one is for something different, if that makes sense. So I'm excited. I can't wait. So many changes going on. And then I'm also reading this book called The Psychology of Money. I've mentioned this in my previous videos, I think. I'm not sure. Or was it my Instagram? One of those. And it's by Morgan Housel. It's highly recommended on Book Talk. And if you're really trying to have an understanding of your finances and more on like how we think and how the social our environment and how we grew up affects on how we view money. If you're very interested in that, then this is one of the books that you should read, because then it helps you to have an understanding of, for me, because I grew up in a low income family, my parents were never really good with money. I never really had a healthy relationship with my money. So what I want to do is kind of break from that, and then, you know, just to be more responsible. And hopefully when I have kids of my own, then I will be able to pass down my own knowledge with money and how to save and all that stuff. So I read this before last year and I stopped, so I'm actually going to start over. I'm on page 5 right now, and so far it's so, you know, it's really good. I like it, and it's easy for me to understand, so that's one thing that I like about it. So that's what's been going on lately. Thank you. But I think right now I'm starving. I'm going to eat my leftovers. I actually bought some butter chicken and basmati rice with some garlic naan bread last night because I was so hungry. And then I'm going to actually make my ground turkey stuffed bell peppers and probably some blueberry lemon loaf as like my treat to myself, like throughout the week. And honestly, it's really good. Like, I've been baking, like not like a lot, but enough to where I kind of know what I like, and I'm kind of like exploring the baking and cooking world, because I kind of want to start building on those skills of my own, so that way I don't order out so much, you know. Last thing I want to go over was how my shift went this past weekend, and honestly it wasn't that bad. It was, as you know, since I've been gone for like 6 months, it's just me readjusting to the hospital setting, and there are also new changes that happened in terms of like what our role entails and documentations and what we can and can't do. So it was a matter of navigating through that, as well as trying to figure out like what each patient needed. My favorite part, honestly, about being a hospital social worker is you're trying to find solutions for your patients. You know, they come to the hospital at their most vulnerable, most weakest point, and they need that additional help, you know. And being able to navigate through their problems, their emotions, their conflicts, I like to think of myself like as an investigator, and my job is to fix their problem. Obviously you can't fix everyone's problem, but being able to provide some solution to at least help them is what I enjoy the most. Like, I like to explore different resources, and like mostly I really do like to speak to patients and families, because you really learn a lot, and you really start building that skill of how to communicate with people, how to talk to people, especially like if they're not in a good mood. And as social workers, we have to really hone in that skill, you know. So I really enjoy speaking to families. Sometimes I wish I had more time where I can, like, especially if they're elderly and they're so sweet and adorable. They're so cute. But I also have to manage my time as well, because it's the weekend. So many discharges were going on, and it was like one case I had where a patient came from a nursing home and she had a tracheostomy, and with that I like to be super careful, because that's not something you want to mess with, and you want to make sure that you're doing your part to ensure that they're transitioning from the hospital to the nursing home very efficiently, and nothing screws up. So it was a matter of me making sure that they're okay, that they weren't on the vent, and making sure that the patient was okay with returning, and making sure that the nursing home was still capable of receiving that patient back and doing what they need to do to take care of that patient. So a lot of back and forth, a lot of communicating, but I also wanted to make sure that I still knew what I was doing, you know, because I don't want to be called into my supervisor and be like, well, what the heck did you do? Because that does happen, you know, sometimes accidents, mistakes do happen. And honestly, that is one of the ways for you to learn. I know for a fact that when I started at the hospital, like, I made so many mistakes, and honestly it was very frustrating because I'm a perfectionist, and I don't want to make a mistake, because then I feel like I'm not doing my job, and I don't want my supervisor to think, well, you know, what are you doing? How can you, like, it's just a lot of like insecurities on my end. But quite frankly, that's really how I learned and how I'm able to be like on it, because you know, you don't want to make that mistake again. So like when the next case comes along, you're like, oh wait, you know, this happened before, so I need to make sure I do A, B, C, D, E, F, G kind of thing, you know. So yeah, honestly, it felt really good to be back. And like how I am at my current role, I also like to make it a game working at the hospital. Like, I try my best to see during the weekends at least 15 patients, if there's no crazy discharges. So yeah, I'm actually going to be working the night shift tomorrow. I think I'm going to film, if I'm able to, like come to work night shift edition with me. We'll see how it goes. I can't make any promises, or I'll probably do another weekend, because this Saturday I will also be working too. So to be determined. I might put both videos together, because honestly, me filming at the hospital, I can't film much, you know, because HIPAA, patient confidentiality, I can't do that. I love my job. So I might merge both videos together. So we'll see. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please ask in the comment section below. I will do my best to reply to them. And follow me on social media. I know I'm not really active on Instagram. I think my last post was from last year. I need to do better with that as well, but those are things that I plan to work on. But thank you so much for joining in for this video, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.